Hi, I'm Scott Bell. I'm president of Bryan's Cleaners. I'm a third-generation dry cleaner. We've been in business since 1938. My grandfather started the business, and my father went to work for him, and then I succeeded him since then. We started out as a petroleum plant here in 1938. We switched to PERC when I started in 1982 at the behest of South Coast Air Quality Management, because they didn't want a VOC dry cleaner continuing to use VOCs in the area. Since then, we all know what's happened to PERC, and we were subsequently switched back to hydrocarbon about 4 years ago. So the other day, I had issues with wet cleaning machines, and because I do a lot of wet cleaning, just laundry and things like that, as well as wet cleaning to get spots out, when I was approached by Mark at WashX telling me that, I have this new system where you can dry clean most of your things in water. Well, even though I lived, born, and raised in California, I am from Missouri. I'm a show-me kind of guy. So Mark said, you know what, let me put it in, you give it a shot, and try it out and see what you think. Well, being skeptical, I started it out because I do have a high-end clientele. The clothes aren't extremely dirty or anything like that, but they can tend to be quite expensive. I get a lot of trim items and a lot of varied items. So it's important to me that whatever method I use for cleaning, that I can retain the quality all the way through the process. So we started out, and I started out with things that I felt were fairly simple, and may even be things that I would have wet cleaned anyway. But that mix is continually grown now to where there's probably nothing I wouldn't put in the machine. And this machine, the thing I like about it over what I had seen in wet cleaning before was its simplicity. It only has one product that I need to put in, that's the soap, and not being a technical guy particularly, that seems to be the magic to the system. And then I throw it into a dryer, and it could dry itself in the machine, but in order to increase volume, which I needed, I got a humidity controlled dryer, and I use that. Now I have gone all the way from drying the clothes completely in there to drying them only partially in there, to not putting them in there at all, and I'll just let them hang for a while, and they'll go into the finishing department a little more damp, and that enables the finishing to be easier on some products, and it keeps them from having to obviously spray the products or dampen the products before they're finished. So that's worked out well. My volume has probably doubled of what I put through the machine, and there's not much sorting involved. I'll put in lights and darks in the same load. I've never had anything that's bled since it's been in. It's been over 4 months now that I've been using it. Obviously, people are going to wonder, what about spotting issues? Well, it's kind of the flip of the coin. When you had dry cleaning, wet side was your spotting issue. And I'm a dry cleaner that adds moisture to his dry cleaning machine. And I ran my dry cleaning machines 13 minutes on the wash cycle, because I know that wet side spots don't come out until after 10 minutes. So I'm quite aware of what it takes to get spots out on the wet side. So subsequently, when you wet clean, obviously the things that come out are your dry side spots. Well, they tend to be less than wet side spots anyway, so the spotting has not increased. My spotters have seen no increase in volume from that, and if it turns out, I may throw something back in dry cleaning to get that side of the spot out, the dry side out, because I still have a dry cleaning machine, and I probably always will. I don't think that I can get away completely from dry cleaning, but I don't think that wasn't my goal. But it was my goal. I'll tell you something I like about it is, on the dry cleaning side, probably from start to finish, in order from cleaning to drying, is an hour and 20 minutes on dry cleaning. Well, when I wet clean, if I don't dry it in the machine, it's done in probably 15 minutes. So although I'm putting about 30 pounds per load in, I'm getting 90 out in an hour, where in an hour and 40 minutes in dry cleaning, I'm only getting 60, 65 pounds out. And I do like that because, number one, it's great for that late special. It's great for someone that comes in and wants something in a hurry. I've always been very skeptical about dry cleaners that offer an hour service, because if you came here and wanted in an hour and I just threw my clothes in, I'd be going, oh, I don't know, that hour may be, you know, it's going to take an hour, but an hour from 3 hours from now it'll be ready. So it's enabled me to offer that. It's enabled me to, you know, just do my reruns really quickly and throw things back in at the end of the day that before I wouldn't have been able to get them out. So it's given me a lot of diversity that I didn't have just with dry cleaning. And cost-wise, you know, you pay for the soap, the proprietary soap, but I was paying for soap on the dry cleaning side. I was paying for, you know, probably a lot more electricity to run a dry cleaning machine than I'm paying to run this machine. And I'm paying for sizing on the dry cleaning side that I'm not paying for, and I'm paying for cartridges on the dry cleaning side that I'm not paying for in this system. And on top of all that, I don't have any hazardous waste haul away that I have on the dry cleaning side. No matter what product you use now, it could be, you know, other proprietary solvents that say, well, you don't have to have them hauled away, but we all know how those things change and come back to be a new reality 10 years from now. So practically everyone that has anything that's on a solvent based at all is using a hazardous waste hauler. So that's all been minimized as well as the fact that I'm paying for water now. I was paying for solvent otherwise. You say, well, I recycled the solvent. You're right, but the water's probably not as expensive as a dry cleaning solvent is. So overall, there hasn't been a lot in the 30 years I've been in dry cleaning that I've thought, well, this has really made a change. I kind of think dry cleaners are slow movers. I mean, my grandfather, as I said, has been in the business since 1938, and when I came here in the 80s, we still had a machine from the 50s that was still working fine. So this was something that I was thinking, are you sure that this is really going to be something that's going to be long-lasting and staying power? And I can't see how it couldn't be. It's simple, it gets the job done, and I couldn't be more thrilled.